if you're going to travel to Kakadu, chances are you might go past Ubia. Ubia is just behind me in the distance, and it's not only famous for its incredible rock art, but also the vista, the view that you get from on top of the rock is outstanding. And I thought it would be the perfect backdrop for a very simple recipe, a recipe that really shows off salty and sweet. And I'm going to show you a few natives to garnish it. Some macadamias and this. This is incredible. This is a finger lime, and it's almost like the caviar of the fruit and veggie family. When you cut into this gorgeous variety of lime, you'll see all these little bubbles. That is a pop of flavour. It's so bitter, and it's going to go fantastically with the pawpaw. Now, you'll need some halloumi. I'm using some nice Greek-style halloumi that I'll cut into quite chunky pieces, about 2 centimetres thick, and I've been preheating my pan. You want the pan to be on a medium heat so we get a gorgeous crust on the halloumi. I've also added some olive oil, and then when it's hot, we'll add our halloumi. And halloumi is one of those great melting cheeses. It's going to hold its shape, but inside, if you eat it quite quickly, it's really soft, and that outside crunchiness is what makes it so popular. Okay, while that's cooking, and you want to give that about 1 to 2 minutes on each side, keep an eye on it. As soon as it's golden, turn it. Now for the pawpaw, beautiful ripe pawpaw. I've taken out the black seeds and I'll just peel it. Pawpaw is one of those things that you could eat when it's unripened for a really crunchy salad, a Thai-style salad, or like this. Because it's so soft, it almost reminds you of mango. I love the flavour of it. It's got that serious tropical flavour and it'll work nicely. Slightly unusual to go with the halloumi, but I promise you it works so well. And you can cut this really roughly. We're cooking in the outdoors. It doesn't have to be perfect as long as it tastes nice. So we're going to cut that into chunks. And then I want to dress this with some flavours. So because we are using these finger limes as a garnish, I need some juice. So I'll get a good old lime, cut that in half, and we'll just squeeze that over the pawpaw. I'll also add some honey to accentuate the sweetness. And then give that a toss just with your hands. And look how shiny it goes just from adding that small amount of honey. Now these are ready to turn, so just with a little palette knife, turn them. Look how golden they are. Yes, that's what I'm looking for, that golden crust. All right, so once they've turned, we're going to give them another minute on that side. Here's a little fun fact. All of this land behind us floods in the wet season. I was speaking to one of the locals from the Buddhij clan from this area, and he was saying that bull sharks even come all the way up here, 90 kilometres from the sea. All right, let's start serving this up. I'm going to add the pawpaw, the glossy pawpaw, into the plate. Just spread it around. Very slippery. And look at that contrasting colour, just gorgeous. And now I'll add a few sprigs of oregano, just some fresh oregano. You could use dried for this recipe too, and just spread it around. Just tear it with your fingers. And now for this gorgeous halloumi. It's soft in the centre, crunchy on the outside, not too squeaky. And we'll just place it in and around the fruit. Other types of tropical fruit you could serve this with. Mango, dragon fruit works really nicely. Or depending on the seasons, you could use some plums. Now, when you're making a salad like this, you've always got to take into consideration some texture. So I'm going to get texture from these lovely macadamia nuts. I'll just finely chop them. I've toasted them so we get a nice nutty flavour from them. And we'll just sprinkle that over the dish. And finally, the finger lime. Look at these small threads of finger lime. And what you do, just with the tip of your knife, is just scrape them over the top. You really don't need much of this to taste it. Another great way to get them out is just to squeeze them. And look at that, look at that gorgeous pale pink colour. love this, and just sprinkle it over. Having finger limes with me is such a treat. It's just a beautiful zing of flavour that's going to go so nicely with the saltiness of the cheese. Now this morning I was lucky enough to go to Urbia and see the gorgeous rock art and the fantastic view. And you know what? This place is so pristine because so many people look after it. So I think I should share this with some of the rangers that make it all happen. All right, I hope you like halloumi. Yes. Give it a go. I'll sit down. Now that I'm closer to the rock, I can see why it's called mushroom rock.
Looks a bit like mushroom.
Yeah, it looks exactly like the mushroom. What do you think? Did you have it with? You got to have it with the pawpaw and the finger lime. It's so good.
Delicious.
Really go for it. Take the plate. Take the plate.
Take a lot.